Good day. The Crown was going to be terrible after weeks of non-stop promotion and unsettling revelations about what to anticipate from its storylines. If you're not yet a member of this lovely community, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for updates. But I didn't anticipate it being this horrible. The fifth series of the royal drama is an all-out attack on the credibility, reputation, heart, and soul of our beloved recently deceased Queen Elizabeth II, her husband Prince Philip, the new King Charles, and his late ex-wife Princess Diana, as you will know if you binge-watched it over the weekend like I did. Peter Morgan has embarked on an all-out character assassination in his retelling of the Windsor family's struggles during the troubled 1990s era, including the family's annus horribilis. While all four, like most people, had their flaws. I dread to think that Prince Harry's portrayal of our royal family in the extremely influential successful program had anything to do with the streaming service hiring Prince Harry as its most famous employee, complete with a £77 million contract. The portrayal of the late Queen as cold, uncaring, and unkind is simply nasty and stands in stark contrast to the compassionate and practical leader that others who had close working relationships with her at the time have portrayed. I find it repugnant that Hollywood is willing to tarnish the legacy of our greatest monarch so soon after her tragic loss, not to mention how her beloved husband Philip is portrayed in the film as a callous philanderer. So it stands to reason that their own grandson, who is widely known for his numerous public fights with media outlets that damage the name of his family, must be in a catatonic anger. Particularly in relation to the crude and factually incorrect treatment of Diana, who is misrepresented as a horrible mother out on her own to overthrow the monarchy. Harry would be releasing actual news releases, notifying his armed attorneys at Schillings, and giving tearful interviews to Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King about how the evil media is out to ruin his life if The Crown were produced by any other media company. What do we have in his place now that he is employed? A revealing and intensely uneasy stillness. If Prince Harry possesses the necessary moral character and decency, he must quit Netflix right now to show that he is not a Hollywood phony. Here is the resignation letter he ought to send to the company's CEO Ted Sarandos, as I have imagined it. Dear Ted and Netflix management, I have been quite clear about the fact that one of my top priorities is to protect the memory of my mother and prevent the media from using her tragic life and passing as a commodity for profit. Therefore, it would be immoral for me to continue working for your firm once the fifth season of The Crown airs because it exploits the tragic final days of the late Princess Diana to increase subscriptions. The new episodes reveal that when I was 7 years old, I supported my mother in what would eventually lead to a tragic divorce from my father by imagining private discussions between me, someone who works for your company, and my mother that, quite simply, are very upsetting. But it's just the start of the deceit and lies, which also involve the reenactment of secret phone calls between William and my mother, implying that he was unsupportive of her situation while an Eton student. On the other hand, my brother and our mother had a very deep and entwined relationship. We both simply only desired for her to be safe and content. In addition to the now discredited Panorama interview that Martin Bashir obtained for the BBC through illegal means, which shattered years of work by my brother to have its contents consigned to history given the interview's obviously dubious and suspicious circumstances, invented private counseling sessions attended by my mother are also broadcast. The most stinging omission is the depiction of my mum attempting to overthrow the monarchy. Despite her intense displeasure with my father, she consistently defended the Crown and Her late Majesty, referring to her as my mom. The accidental reunion of my late mother and father after their divorce at Kensington Palace was amicable and mature, but the Crown twists it into another vicious slanging fight. You are indeed far more ruthless in the way you treated my father, King Charles. Thanks for watching.